So this week I wanted to share what God put in my heart. A couple years ago, God taught me a little bit about giving when I met this homeless guy, and he asked me for money, right? And I was like, oh, okay, I'll bless him, And I remember I was filled with the Spirit, I was just filled with joy because I'd been asking God to give me opportunities to grow and to give even. And I remember giving him my phone number and saying, hey, if you ever need anything, just give me a text, I'll be willing to, help you out or something. And I ended up moving to a different state. I got stationed somewhere else. And the guy would text me, hey, every few weeks he'd text me, hey, can I get some more money? I'm having a rough week or this. He had a wife and daughter, so I did feel quite bad. I mean, he didn't seem like he was he didn't seem like he was an addict or anything like that. Like, he did seem like he actually needed the money. But I still started getting very angry. He would keep texting me. And at one point I just got so mad, I was like, I cannot keep giving money to this guy. I just got angry. I can't keep giving money to this guy because I have goals and dreams, and I have this, I have a film studio I want to make someday, and I can't give this guy money. I got to save my money. And I remember about a month later, the guy tried to text me again, and I had the same reaction. I can't keep giving this guy money. And God convicts me. He says, Joel, why do you think that you're the one who has to provide for that dream of yours? Why do you think you're the one who has to do all the work? Why do you think you have to save? Why do you think you... And I was just like, I got totally convicted. Because I started to realize, yeah, you're right. I'm trying to take this in my own. I'm trying to do this in my own strength, in my own power. Very convicting. I was trying to do it in the flesh. A year later, when I moved to Hawaii, about a year and a half ago now, God started giving me more opportunities to give. I love that, quote from that movie, Evan Almighty. When you ask God for something, do you think he just snaps his fingers and gives it to you? Or does he give you opportunities, right? God, I want to love my family. Does he snap his fingers and make you feel all lovey? Or does he give you opportunities to love them, right? So same with giving. I feel, if I want to learn how to give, then God's going to give me opportunities to give. Get out of here. And so then it's just a choice of whether I want to take those opportunities or not. There's no condemnation. I'm not under the law. I'm under grace. So there's no condemnation if I say no. It's a matter. It's my choice. Do I want to give? Then I should. If not, then I don't have to. And I shouldn't give, actually, if I don't want to give, for the most part. So I started giving me more opportunities to give. And around that time, when I first moved here, and he was giving me those opportunities, he started showing me how he provides for those who give, right? And giving shall receive, or really not even just for, I don't believe it's just for those who give. I think it's just for everybody. I remember on base, there's a lot of vending machines we have on the base that I work. And I have this habit that I was raised doing. I grew up doing this all the time. I would look in the slots of the vending machines to see if they have any quarters in them. I always love seeing if they had any money in there. I could buy something because we weren't allowed to have too many sweets when I would go in the vending machine as a kid. And so I still do that today. I still check the vending machines, and there's never any quarters in there because people always take them, of course. But there was one day that every single vending machine that I passed by at work had one. And there's a lot of vending machines on base. There's one at the gym, there's one at the exchange, there's one on the building I work, and then of course there's tons of other buildings on base. They all had quarters in the vending machine. And I started getting really confused, like, God, what's going on here? This feels supernatural. I've never had this happen before. So I even looked it up, and it had something to do with the angel numbers, I think, but I didn't really know, I didn't really know about that, but I don't know, maybe it is. And so later that day, I went to the gym and I was working out. It was really full, so I was doing my workout next to the vending machine. I was doing push-ups, and I remember as I was doing push-ups, I remember seeing a nickel and a dime on the ground next to, right in front of me. And I remember thinking, oh wow, even more change, And I didn't want it, obviously, so I just put it. I just thought, I'll put this in the vending machine with the quarter. So if anybody needs extra money, they can use that. And so I leave, and I thought that would be a funny little thing to do. And so the next day, I remember I forgot my water bottle. And so I'm getting ready to go to the gym, but I realize, I don't have my water bottle, so I'm like, well, I'm going to go to the exchange real quick, the little store on base, and I'm going to go buy some water, And the way it works is, I work in this building, and the gym is here, and then the exchange is on the other side of the gym. And so I was walking past the gym, and as I walked past it, I felt God say, don't go to the exchange, just go to the gym. And I'm like, why? And I felt him say, trust me. I will provide. And I'm thinking, that's okay. I kind of doubted it. I didn't really understand. Is this really God? Is this just a random thought I'm having? I have no idea. But I said, you know what? What's the worst that can happen? If it's not God, I don't know. So I started walking in the gym, and I remember, I'm like, I know I do have some cash. Like, I know at least I have $1 bill and some change in my wallet. But it's not enough for that. It costs $2 to get something from the vending machine. So I don't think I have enough. But I'm like, oh, we'll see. So I go into the gym, I go into the vending machine, I open my wallet, and I see I have a dollar bill and some change. And I look in the vending machine slot and I see the quarter and the dime and the nickel that I put there yesterday. And I think to myself, no way there's going to be exactly $2 in there. No way. And so I put the dollar bill in there. I don't even count the change. I just put it in. And sure enough, I get the last, dime, and it's exactly $2. And I'm going, there's no freaking. And so I press the water, and then the thing glitches, and all the coins come out. It's exactly how much it was. And I'm going, nope, I'm not going to give up yet. It wouldn't be, faith if it was completely easy. So let me try it again. So I put the coins back in, and sure enough, press the button, a water bottle comes out. And I'm thinking to myself, this is crazy. And so that was a big deal. I was like, that's awesome. I gave the dime and the nickel, and I received. It was the same thing. That's what the scripture says. It says the measure that you give will be given back. You could take that and say, well, that's not how that works. I don't know what to tell you. All I know is it was a cool experience, and that's what God did. So he told me to do it. So the next day, I remember I did end up going to the exchange the next day because I wanted to get some snacks or something. And so I walk in there, and at the exchange they have a vending machine, and they also, right next to the vending machine, they have an ATM. And as I'm passing by the ATM, I see in the little tray is a $20 bill. And I think to myself, I've never seen that before. I have never seen a $20 bill in an ATM. I mean, that means somebody went up there, put their card in, it got locked in, they type in their PIN, they press how much money they want, they take their card out, and then they just leave. I was dumbfounded. I didn't even know what to think. And so, I don't take the money. I took it and I gave it to the cashier because I'm thinking, I feel like it'd be stealing. I don't know if I don't need the money anyway. And so I gave it, and I leave. And as I'm walking away, I feel God tell me, he says, Joel, you have no idea how I can provide for you. And it just blew my mind. I'm like, whoa. He can literally have it to where I go up to a vending machine, God, I'm so thirsty. Go to that vending machine. And I go there and I have just enough money to pay for the water. Or, God, I need a meal. I don't have any food. Your word says you'll provide. Walk past that ATM. And I'm walking past and I see a $20 bill. You know what I mean? Like, that wasn't the circumstance. I have the money, but it's like, he's reminding me that someday if I ever do go through something, a trial where I'm not I don't have any money, or, I'm homeless. I have no idea what it is, right? He's showing me, he showed me then, you have no idea how I can provide for you. The scripture he told me later on was the story when these tax collectors come to Peter and they say, hey, you and Jesus need to pay your taxes. You're not free from that. You got to pay them. And so Peter goes up to Jesus and says, hey, these guys came up and they want us to pay. And Jesus asked him, well, do you really think that I should even be paying taxes considering who I am? And Peter goes, well, no. And Jesus is like, yeah, but so that we don't offend anybody, let's just pay the taxes. And he says, hey, Peter, go out to the lake, cast your line, and the first fish you catch is you're going to open the mouth, and there's going to be exactly how much money inside the mouth of that fish. And you'll go and you'll pay our taxes. And so sure enough, Peter goes to the nearest lake, casts the line, catches a fish. The first one he catches opens the mouth, and he goes and he pays it, right? And that's something that God taught me about that. It was very interesting. That wasn't random. Jesus didn't just say, okay, go fish, right? He didn't just say that. Peter's job he was a fisherman. So Jesus told him, go do your job. Go do what you already know how to do. Go do what your trade is, or whatever your specialty, or where you work. Go in there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bless it. Where you're not going to have to work 12 hours a day, however long he worked. You're not going to have to do that. All you got to do is just cast the line. The first fish you catch is going to have exactly how much money you need in its mouth to go and pay the taxes. So that's how God works. That just blew my mind. It's like, wow, I can do what I'm good at. I can do what I'm already doing, and God's going to bless it, and he's going to give me the money, the funds, supernaturally, miraculously, to where if I was working in the flesh, if I was like at my film studio, I got to save all this money. It's all about me. I got to get myself there. I can certainly get myself there if I work hard enough. There's so many people. I can certainly do that, but God was showing me that he can provide, and he can provide through what I'm already doing. He'll just bless it and make it significantly easier. So yeah, that was the story I wanted to share with you. God taught me about how I didn't have to do it in my own power. He'll bless it. And also that I have no idea how he can provide for me. So I just want to share that story. I hope that blesses you. And yeah, I'll see you next week. God bless you.